I think that sexual health is very important.
Sexuality, to have awareness of contraception.
Infections, bacteria you can catch.
Everywhere in society, references to sex and sexuality are openly displayed. In Islam, it is sacred. Islam promotes us of decency and chastity. As a young Muslim female, I believe that sexual health isn't necessarily regarding the act itself, it's more to do with the aspects which affect a relationship. We're here today at the Real Talk debate to talk about relationships and ask young people of their views.
Having the knowledge, knowing like all the STIs you can catch, all the infections, bacteria you can catch from having anal, vaginal sex.
Just knowing your rights and responsibilities as a human being when pertaining to sex.
Things start happening to you and you kind of don't know what it is and you're kind of scared to ask your friends because you get a little bit embarrassed. So I think it's a very important subject.
Their physical as well as their mental well-being.
Do you aim to get married?
Nature, no, you work to afford. No, not the cat's mother or the broad. Precious and righteous, my sister.
Sexual health is not only about the physical, but the mental well-being. As a Muslim, we are to marry before sex, so it's important to know what rights we have to ensure that we can be informed to protect our own body and emotional well-being in a relationship.
Man has a natural sexual inclination or gearing towards the opposite sex. This is all normal. The emotional feelings, the mental, the physical, arousal and feelings that we have towards the opposite sex, this is all normal. Okay, zina. This means to commit adultery or fornication. Okay, now the Prophet ﷺ, he told us, okay, this is one of the major sins. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran as well. Zina is a major sin. Allah tells us don't even go near zina. Adultery and fornication.
In the purest form, you form perfect. Yes. Far from being lost in the allure. Self-conceit, it ain't your nature. No, you work to afford. Not the cat's mother or the boy.
From what I know about Muslim relationships, they are very loyal, there's a lot of solidarity, there is a lot of respect between the man and the woman.
As a Muslim, that's part of their religion, so they have to follow that trend, so you can't just have sex with that. When they see it together and they're married or things like that.
والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sisters, I'm called Sufyan. We had these rights over 1400 years ago. They weren't something that just came up in the last 50, 60 years. We've been liberated a long time ago. The Muslim woman, she has the right to work. His right is that she has a right for her husband to take care of her. She has a right to be looked after emotionally too. She has a right to be treated with respect and kindness from her husband. They have a dispute and he's unhappy with her. It's for him to separate himself from her in the bed.
In the purest form, you form perfect. Far from being lost in the allure.
It's her right and responsibility to go into the Quran and look up the verses.
I would say the government. But
it should come down to parents, it should come down to educators, to teachers, youth workers.
I think you can get a very mixed message. So I think that if a parent explains everything to you in black and white, yeah, it might be a little bit horrible for your parent to sit down and talk about sex, but it's better because you can give the child the facts.
This ain't overnight. In the purest form, you form perfect.
In keeping with the spirit of such teachings, it is wrong for anyone to reduce a woman to the position of an object for sexual or personal gratification. As a nation, it is vital that we educate ourselves and others of the rights we have been granted.
Right to get sexual satisfaction from a husband.
Precious and righteous, my sister. In the purest form,
quality of reward for equal deeds. The right to have my own independent property.
I have the right to get a divorce from my husband, even though I still can't stand him.
The right and duty to obtain education.
The right to keep all my money.
The right to deserve the marriage of my choice.